Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm Chris and this is Aurora 4X and I'm a little bit ill, unfortunately. Sorry about that. My voice will sound weird and I'll have to mute occasionally. I'll try and remember to pause recording rather than muting. To cough and so forth, but hopefully you won't mind too much because we have some glorious Aurora gameplay. So, in the previous episode, we discovered our first new system, 61 Hydri. Nice. So, unfortunately, it's a useless system with nothing in it. Let's look at it. Look at this. Look at this useless. It's got 3 comets. You kidding me? Unfortunately, it's a very small system. Can you see it on here? How big the actual system is? Doesn't look like it. No. But anyway, so we're going to keep surveying jump points in Sol. In fact, I think we haven't quite done all those jump points in Sol, and we're going to keep jumping around and finding other solar systems. And do you say that? Other solar systems? You say other star systems, but ours is the solar system. Are there multiple solar systems, or would you call others star systems? I'm not sure. Alright, so what are our ships up to right now? Have we got any civilians, by the way? No, not yet. So one has just remained called Earth Shipyard. Whoops. What are you guys doing? You're surveying nearest solar location? Ah, okay. It appears I sent out my 2 survey nearest solar location. I sent out my 2 jump capable survey craft as one fleet by mistake. So we'll fix that. So this is the survey vessel Berlins, which are capable of both geological and gravitational survey. And then we have the what's this? What is SC again? What does it stand for? Scoutcraft, that's right. Which has active sensors on it, which is coming back home and gonna do an overhaul and refuel at Earth. Now the Aachen class ones we should scrap. We don't need those anymore. And I'm pretty sure we can't refit from the Aachen to the Afghan or to the Berlin. No. So we're just going to scrap all 3 of the Aachen class vessels. We'll get some stuff back off them by scrapping them, and that will save us some expense. So these places mining. Some gallicite. Anywhere with gallicite, I want to buy the minerals. But this one is just duranium, so duranium I don't really care about. They can keep theirs. That's fine. But I would like to send all the resources to Earth from the ones we're actually buying. Okay, good. Speaking of Earth, I should open my Auto Marvin. Where is it? Did I pin Auto Marvin? No. There it is. Auto Marvin. Auto Marvin. Bang. Ah, and then this might open in the wrong place, so let me do this very briefly. There we go. Bring it back. Cool. And now we have this, and we can see our minerals projections. So yes, we're going down on corundium because we're building so many mines. That's fine. Corundium is one that you don't really use. Like, there's no necessity to use corundium at any particular rate. So it's fine, in my experience anyway, to use it up quite quickly. Okay. This is the dulcet tones of EU3, by the way. So these guys are all going to get scrapped. Might as well throw them in the shipyard. And we've got some new freight things here. You are the old ones, right? Yes, the Atmos class ones. We're also going to scrap them. You can't queue shipyard tasks, annoyingly. At least I don't believe you can. So I can't queue up these guys getting destroyed. But we'll do that once the new ones come out. Now, Freight 2 is going to refuel from Earth, and it's unloading infrastructure at lots of places that we want to inhabit. We also on Earth Shipyard have these 3 new cruisers. 3 new freighters. So we'll detach them, and I'm going to tell them to, after ticking fleets, so I can see fleets in this list, I'm going to send them to go and join Freight 2 by double-clicking on it. So they're going to join Freight 2. Nice. And then Freight 2 will just, have double the hauling capacity, which will be good. All right. And we're making stuff, and we're researching stuff. away we go. And immediately, as per standing orders, Shipyard 1 is coming to refuel, and the other one is merged in. Good. Shipyard 2. Is there a problem there? No, they're just coming back to refuel. That's fine. Ah, but then after... Right, their standing order overrode my orders to have them divide into individual ships at Earth. So go back to Earth, divide fleet into single ships. That should fix the name here. One more day. One more 5 day. One more 5 day. There we go. Now if we refresh this, there we go. We got the Berlin 1 and the Berlin 2. Berlins are our survey vessels. They're going to complete the gravitational survey of Sol. Nice. Okay. Next up. Command assignments. Those should not be showing up. I do not care about command assignments. Okay. Some ships were scrapped. I could do with actually another... Yeah, give me another 2 Berlin-class scout vessels. Sure. That seems fine. Science team has finished research into research speed. Nice. I think... What shall I research next? The question is basically, do I go hard on propulsion systems to help me expand faster, or should I do a bunch of research into military stuff so that we're ready to fight when we actually meet somebody? Because we are going to meet enemies at some point. I think we'll do a bunch of helping us scale faster things first. Probably the riskier approach. Tracking time, but we'll keep some on this just because it's very low cost. Oh, I was using 22 research dudes for this stuff. Yeah, okay, you know what? I'll split my research half and half. We're going to do half like progress and half military research. That seems fine. Give me another max tracking time versus missiles. Sure. I'm not researching them in any particular order. Berlin 1 is unable to carry out its orders. Okay. Not researching the military stuff in any particular order. Just want to get it all done. So these guys have finished their gravitational survey of Sol. And there's one unexplored location. Just go refuel and overhaul at Earth and turn off your orders. Berlin 1 is Earth. 1 an active research should automatically be assigned to this. Good stuff. Damage report. Oh, geez. Crap. I screwed up there. Why did that happen? Deployment exceeded. Berlin, what happened? Ah, crap. So what happened here is there was a maintenance failing, which is supposed to be repaired by, you know, the thing. What's it called? Maintenance supplies. But, sadly, they didn't have any maintenance supplies. Meaning that instead of repairing it, the ship just done blow up. More specifically, the engine on the ship done blown up. Which is not good, because it means the Berlin 002 is now going at 1 kilometer a second. Which might sound quite fast to you or I, but what that means in practice is it's not moving. So, this Captain Raphael Hephaestus right here, he's probably dead. I'm sorry to say. He's likely to be deceased. Now, I think you... Can you move to the fleet? I think if I have these ships merged, get near each other, then the other ship... Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Move to... It was Berlin 2, wasn't it? Yeah. Afghan. Move to Berlin 2. It's going to take 35 days. Wow, that's a long time. How far out is the Berlin 2? Oh, it's all the way out here. Jeez. Okay. Well, yeah, we're going to move to the Berlin 2 and try to collect its escape pods by scuttling the ship, but I don't know if that works. We'll see. Gravitational survey in Sol is complete. Good. And Berlin 2 is unable to carry out its nearest order. That's fine. Well, it can move a tiny bit, so sure, start moving towards Earth. It's going to take it 70,000 days. And the jump drive has had a failing now. It might have a critical failure, which will result in it just blowing up. Okay, but I've reached it. Now, Berlin 2. I think isn't there a way to scuttle a ship? How to scuttle ship. And this comes down to that design flaw we detected in the... you can only scrap them when they're in orbit, it looks like. Damn. Okay, so I don't think I can scuttle the ship. In which case, F for Commander Raphael Hephaestus and the 185 crew of the Berlin 002. They've died far enough out that I think we can probably cover it up. But sadly, delete. Goodbye. They're gone. Sorry about that. Berlin 2, you moved to location. Berlin 1, you're at Earth, right? Yes, they're overhauled. Being overhauled. Let's check what was the design flaw that I made there. It was the Berlin Mark 1. Yeah, it had a deployment time of 18 months and a maintenance life of 1.3 years, whereas this one has a deployment time of 10 months, maintenance life of 1.36 years. Okay, so Berlin Mark 2 is what we should be building. Oh, crap. Those new ones I started building, those were probably Mark 1s, weren't they? Yes. Delete that task. Cancel that. Can I even construct Berlin Mark 2s out of this thing? I can, okay. Yeah, so give me 3 of those since we now lost another one. And then the Berlin class vessel should be marked obsolete. Okay. Fine. That should do it. We shouldn't have that problem again. Yeah, you got to be careful about your maintenance life on your ships, otherwise that happens. So we've got one other jump point out of Sol. Only 2 jump points in Sol. That's, I thought I set it to have to do more than that, but that's interesting. Okay. So, the Afghan, when it gets to Earth, is going to refuel, and then it's going to standard transit through jump point 1. Let's go see what's out there. That's a jump point that's pretty close to the center of the solar system. It's only, what, 2.5 billion kilometers? It's not too bad in terms of travel time. This one's a little bit further out. Because obviously, you know, when freight comes back into Sol to drop stuff off, it's going to have to go between, you know, here and here. Okay. Well, in they come and out they go. Boom! A new system. Wow, this one's much more populous. Much more full of stuff. Okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's not good. That's real bad. So, this is a pretty serious solar system. It's got just one star. It's got a dwarf planet, some terrestrial planets, gas giant, another dwarf planet, another terrestrial planet. Well, sorry, small terrestrial moon. It's got a super Jovian, small terrestrial moons. I have a bad feeling about this system. So this system has, notably, this planet, right, which has an ice sheet covering 88% of the planet. The terrain is tundra, and it's got an atmosphere of nitrogen, oxygen, ooh, and chlorine, though. Okay. Now, chlorine, I don't know if you know this, but it's not very good for you when you breathe chlorine. So that might be our saving grace, because what I was worried about is if you find a planet, and I can show you here, if you find a planet that has an oxygen atmosphere of greater than 0.07 and higher than 0.4, and it means percentage there, I believe. No, it doesn't. That's actually atmosphere. Oh, it has to be less than 0.4 atmospheres of oxygen. So we're safe, right? Because it has 0.97 atmospheres of oxygen, which is too much. So I think it shouldn't have any life in this solar system. And that's what we want, at least early on. We want no life so that we can happily survey around and not get killed. So the Afghan, remind me, how much How much fuel you got? Logistics report. Fuel. He's at 93%. And how far can you fly? 44 billion kilometers. Okay, so he's not going to have trouble moving around in this system. So, Afghan, with your sensors on, move towards the star. Move towards the center of this thing. Move towards planet 1. It's going to take 10 days, and we'll see what we see. It's entirely possible that we come across alien life at this point for the first time in the series. Let's hope not, because we haven't even invented the concept of a missile. But it's very possible. He's got... Okay, he probably would have been shot down by now. Nice. Okay, so we've got everything within our active search. Not everything, but a lot of stuff within our active search sensors here. And I'm not either being shot at, nor am I detecting anything. Nice. Okay, so it looks like this place is uninhabited. Let's move towards this planet up here just to check it out. Yep. Okay, I think we're good. Just get all the way there. Yeah. Okay, looks like there's not anything hostile in here. There's one more planet to check, though. Let's go over there. Yeah, the fact that I haven't been shot at yet bodes extremely well. Yeah, okay, so we'd be seeing, like, new hostile contact, new hostile contact, new hostile contact, if there was anything on this planet. So it looks like this system is empty. And as I said, yeah, not that far across again. Very helpful. Yeah, that's good that this place is empty is very, very good news. So the Berlin, once it's finished its overhaul, Beta Telescopy, what a funny name, is going to jump over to there, and then it's going to survey the nearest body, and then once it's done that, it's going to survey the nearest survey location. We're going to find out what's in this new solar system we found, and the Afghan can just head home and do an overhaul. Good stuff. Okay. Should be fine. Let's carry on then. So it's going to come out, and then shortly, now that the Berlin 1 has finished its overhaul, and Afghan 1's going into overhaul, we'll see the Berlin 1's comes in, and it's going to scan all this stuff. And we're not going to... We'll look at the survey results once they've scanned everything, as with Sol. No point doing that multiple times, really. Ooh, some ground survey potential. That's true, I need to get some ground survey teams established. I should work on that with the next couple of science researchers. Oh, crap. I never actually overhauled this. Freaking hell. I never overhauled this into the Berlin class Mark II, so it just had exactly the same thing happen. All right, rip to a real one. Sorry, Elim Stern. our second fleet lost to the ages. All right, now there's a concept in this game called metal creation. This is the the LTI medal. LTI. Lost to incompetence. And if incompetence is spelt wrong, that's just part of the thing. Lost to incompetence. This medal is awarded to those who bravely give their lives for no reason other than Christos. Idiocy. Idiocy? Idiocy. How do you spell idiocy? I before the O. Idiocy. Fair enough. So, there we go. And then, hang on, if I hit select image, is it going to open my... It is. Alright, I'm glad I picked that. Alright, let's give them... Which of these medals looks the most like it's apologetic? We'll just give them a red ribbon. There you go. So this is the ribbon you get. And there's no automatic condition for this happening. Yes, it can be awarded to multiple times. Well, no, hang on, because you died. It's only if you've died that you can get it. So it's not awarded multiple times. Save as new. There we go. The LTI medal, lost to incompetence. So now if we go to our commander's view and we look at the retired or dead commanders. Can I sort by how they died? But I think I remember their names. It was... Or do they not die when you delete the ship? Do they just teleport home? I thought they died. Or are they a scientist? Is that why? No. Well, what day is it? It's the 28th of June. Which of these people died on the 28th of June? Maybe I have to go one more tick in order for it to update. Go another 5 days. What were they called? It was the 20th. Well, I mean, it was the 20th of June, so I should be able to find them. And again, this doesn't matter at all, but it's the top date I need to be looking at. I was looking at the wrong date. Was it you? I don't think so. He had an honorable... These are all honorable discharges, not deaths. Darn, so I think if you delete a thing... Well, I suppose we should be able to find them, right? In here. What were they called? Oh, I've forgotten their names. They might jump out at me. He had a funky name. Oh, hang on. What about if I show all events? Like, is there an officer reassignment event? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, no, hang on. Epil Stern. That was his name. Can I sort this alphabetically? Probably not. Where are you, Epil Stern? Maybe they just vanish. Neither dead nor sent home. Oh, hang on, actually. You know what? He was almost certainly a captain. Yeah, okay, they just go home. They just get relieved from command when that happens. Okay, I thought they actually died. When a ship explodes in combat, they die. Okay. Interesting. Alright, well, I'm going to give you the medal regardless. Here you go. I award it to you. With no additional citation. And then the other one was Hephaestus, wasn't it? Yeah. Congratulations. You both get a medal. Good stuff. Anyway, I guess we won't... we won't be doing any surveying until our new ships are ready. Which is not going to be till February of next year. Shipbuilding rate done. Okay, probably before February next year then. Next up, sure, some shipyard operations tech. Right, but I also want give me a couple of labs to work on this. I want to work on troop transport bays. I've already invented them. No. I need a better troop transport bay. I'm pretty sure it's under logistics. Is it not? It's not a cryogenic one. Maybe it's under ground forces? Ground combat. Yeah, we need geosurvey equipment and troop transport. There it is. Get me 5 labs on troop transport. And, you know what? Give me 5 on geosurvey equipment. You can survey a planet to a certain extent from the sky, from space, but you can get a lot more detailed information on big deposits sometimes when you survey from the ground, in which case you need to build geosurvey teams and then send them to the relevant planets. Now the other thing is once these finish building, we're going to be able to start colonizing, which is going to be fun. Sending people to other planets. Should be cool. There's the bonus versus missiles tech done. I like having really good bonus versus missiles, because missiles are really hard to shoot down, I find. It's probably just because I'm designing my stuff badly, but... Automated mine and research facility both completed. Well, we have a lot more corundium yet, so... I think churning out yet more automated mines Rarely a bad idea. Although we may want to focus on science for a bit, because we've got so much Macassium. But then again, you need quite a lot of Newtonium for science. Let's do a bunch more science. Try and power through some science stuff. So automated mines, yes. Another 400 of them, but just 30%. And the remaining 50 is all going to go on science. Give me another 100 labs. That'll almost certainly... No, it won't quite overspend, actually. Nice. It's going to use a lot of our remaining stuff, but not the end of the world. And yeah, using a lot of our corundium and a lot of our durtanium. But we've got loads of durtanium. That's fine. Duranium, whatever we're saying. There are our building priorities. Seems good. Yeah, signing the new research out. Go for it. You know what, actually? Also, yeah, failed to load infrastructure. I thought so. I thought that was coming. So we have no more infrastructure on Earth. Yep. And if we take a look at Freight 2, they've got none on them. Good. But if we look at some of these planets down here, you'll note they have some infrastructure. So, for example, Ganymede has 720 infrastructure, meaning it can house a population of 1.13 million people. Pretty cool. So now we need to get the people out there. And if we look at like Luna, it's going to be more. Even with less infrastructure, Luna can hold 3.5 million people. Pretty good. So this freight can just remove all and then stand down for a bit. Just hang out in Earth orbit. That's fine. And then once we get those colony ships done, we can start shipping people out to our new colonies. You know what we should also do? Simplify. Hey, nice. The new Berlin class survey ships are done. We can simplify our map of the solar system a little bit. Let's show asteroids with colonies only. There we go. It's going to simplify things a little bit. Cool. Now, we have these new Berlin class vessels. So, let's... Where'd I build them to? Oh, darn. I've gone and deleted my shipyard again. Earth. Shipyards. Stop doing that, Christo. So, the battle fleet. We will have this go under our survey command. Now I want to go to Earth, divide it into single ships, standing order, survey nearest body, secondary order, survey nearest survey location, and we're going to have them head on over to Beta Telescopy, which I think will issue that order to all ships in the fleet, but let's find out. Refresh that. No, only to... No, to none of them, in fact. Head on over, head on over, head on over. Okay, so they're going to go over there, and then they're going to start surveying Beta Telescopy. Should be good. And away they go. And those ones shouldn't, you know, blow up this time. Finish researching shipyard operations. Give me a bit more of that, honestly. Because everything you build out of your shipyard before you get these techs done is kind of a waste. If you can afford them. Alright, the Chronicles are done. So the Chronicles are... Chronicles Class C, of course, because these are our colony Chronicles. Going to get merged up. And they're going to get renamed. Which is Fleet Colony 1. It's going under itinerant freight. And Colony 1 is going to load colonists to Earth. And it's going to take them out to these wonderful places. But I'm going to need to be more specific than wonderful places. So where are we inhabiting? Io, yes. Wild, no. So Earth, load colonists and refuel. Then go to Io, unload colonists. Go to Earth. Whoops. Blast. Refuel, load colonists. And not Callisto, not Dione. Yes, Europa. Europa, unload colonists. Earth, refuel, load colonists. Faye, I think yes. No. Ganymede, though. Yes. So go to Ganymede, unload colonists. Earth, refuel, load colonists. Gong Gong, I'm pretty sure I know. No. Yeah. No. Luna. Unload colonists. Earth. Refuel. Load colonists. Mars, I happen to know that's a yes. Earth. Refuel. Load colonists. Mercury, I know that's a yes. Unknown colonists. Earth, refuel colonists. Mercury, that's a yes. We already did Mercury. Titan, that's a yes. Always colonizing Titan. Refuel colonists. And that's it. Right? Van Beesbrook, Whipple, and Wolf are all, whatchamacallums, comets. So we don't need to do that. Remove last, cycle moves, and we are going to create a template. This is Sol, colonists, Earth to all. Good. Boom, and then if we unpause, we will see colonist ship's going to bounce around, spreading people all over the shop. Whoa! We found a ruined city! Bog. So, over here, despite the fact there were no precursor ships in this system, we actually found a ruined city. That's extremely cool. I'm going to give that a new back color. Just because of how cool it is. And a new text color. There we go. So what that means is that Beta Telescopy 2 has on it ruins of an ancient civilization. And it looks like a whole bunch of resources that are very difficult to pull out of the earth. Cool. Very cool and very legal. So what we're going to do is we're going to send over xenoarchaeologists to dig up these ancient relics on Beta Telescopy 2. And then we're going to benefit from them. If we're lucky, then we're going to get some science out of them, which will be sweet. You can get ancient constructs, which give you bonuses to a particular area of science if the science is performed on that planet. So we're definitely going to inhabit Beta Telescopy 2. We were anyway, but we're now even more definitely going to. Anyway, keep ferrying people around the solar system. They've done Europa, they've done Ganymede, they've done Luna, they've done Mars, and some ground survey on this moon, as well as a whole bunch of other stuff, including lots of Saurium was saved. Saurium was rather a problem. Okay, so one of our scientists has died. It was the time bonus versus missiles chappie. That's fine, someone can replace him, but they can only handle 10 labs, it looks like. So the other ones can go on the geosurvey equipment. Sure, and the new ones can get assigned to the transport bay. Fine by me. Nice. Finding that ruined city, extremely, extremely good news. Where were we? Yes, right, so we found some new ruined cities, which is good. But look at this. We have all these new populations are in Sol. Let's go a few more months, and then we will get people a bit more spread out. I think that's all of them done now. Yeah. And you can see that we're still having maintenance failures on the new Berlin Mark II classes, but that doesn't matter because they have enough stuff to repair them. Okay, so we've got all these new places. First off, let's get them some governors. Right now, all we're doing on these places, or are any of them also mines? Okay, Io is also a mine. Mars is going to be a mine. Mars right now isn't a mine though? No. So all we care about on these ones, realistically, for right now, is population growth, secondary mining, tertiary wealth creation, I'd say. So we're going to go through population growth, wealth creation. We're going to go through and we're going to do this. And again, this is the kind of manual stuff that will tell you whether or not this is the game for you, because there is quite a lot of slightly mind-numbing manual stuff. You know what? Population growth, then wealth creation, then mining is actually close enough. But we're really interested in trying to get our population to grow, because it makes you lots of money and it gets you lots of workers. So there we go. Good. Okay, close enough. And so now you can see that on Luna, we can hold 3 million people. We've got 1 million people there. There's a 10% growth rate on the surface. Nice. It says surface in brackets, by the way, because you can have populations in orbit. So it's either surface or orbit. There's no underground, as far as I know. New civilian mining one. Which of these is new? I think it's Hephaestus Resources. Hey, in honor of old Hephaestus, whose engine blew up. It's not actually, but it's kind of funny that it happens to match his name. All right, cool. And it looks like if we take a look at this other system, it looks like it's pretty much fully explored. And there's one jump point. Nice. Again, it's very close to the other jump point. That's going to make that really easy. I'm going to let this one finish. There we go. Gravitational survey done. Just the one jump point in this system. Interesting. And now, first off, I'm going to save so I can update some of my graphs. But then we're going to get our dudes to come on home, because they're looking a little bit low on the old supply repair. What's it called? MSP, maintenance supply points, I think. So let's have them come home and do. Oh no, not that one. Come home and do a bit of a repair. Cool. And then the Afghan is going to go and move to this new unexplored jump point. Excellent. But first off, let's take a look at what we got in Beta Telescopy. Boom. Okay, not very many planets with resources, or bodies with resources, but lots of resources on them. So the first thing that jumps out at me here is definitely the fact that Beta Telescopy 6, Moon 2, has 13.7 million sorium, which is insanely good. That's the one resource that I was like worried that we were lacking. Not only that, but it has 41 million duranium, 2 million newtonium, 13 million carbonite, 20 million titanium, and 14 million macassium. So this moon is going to fuel the fire of industry for a long time. And then this moon has corundium, which means that this system can locally produce mines. So let me talk to you a little bit about how I consider classifying systems. First off, you ask yourself, do I want to mine this system? And in this case, the answer is clearly yes. And the second question you need to ask yourself is, do I want to mine this system with population or not? You could just do automatic mines, or you could do it with population. Now, in this case, we've got lots of relatively habitable worlds with loads of resources, so yeah, we're going to do it with population. Third question, do we want to mine this system and then send all the resources home? Or do we want to mine this system and have a local construction base? Right? Do we want to spend the resources locally, or do we want to send them home? Now, because it's so close to Sol to start with, we'll send it home. But this system does have what I look for when I'm trying to decide whether we should have local construction, because it has critically corundium, which makes miners, which means, you know, the local infrastructure here can be self-expanding. You know, the rate at which it pulls the other resources out can be it can scale. It can scale on its own. And then you look for what else does it have. Does it have a good spread of other things? And as we can see, the system has literally everything. Every different resource is represented. Many of them at low accessibility, but that's not a big deal. Low accessibility doesn't have to be a deal breaker, for sure. So it's not the end of the world there. Yes, this is a system we want to inhabit locally. It's so close to Earth that we won't yet. We'll just send it all home to start with. But we definitely want to start getting some mines over here. And probably some construction factories on this planet so that we can get the get a bit of a local hub going. Now, what I like to do when we found a new system as well is classify it. Love to run some classifications. So here is my Aurora. Just looking if there's anything in my shortcut keybar I'm ashamed of. I don't think there is. Here is my way of classifying things. Okay, so you have system designation and planet designation. Okay, so you start at the top and go down. The first one that applies. Is it the capital system? No, that's Sol. Is it a major system with potential for local industry? Yes, so its system designation is 2. And then planets, they're either the capital world of the system, and the idea is that the capital world is the one typically where resources get picked up and dropped off. Is it a major population center? Is it a populated mine, a mineral depot, a fuel depot, merely populated? So you're just populating it for the sake of having more people in your empire. Or is it, and if it's blank, that means it's just automated mines or nothing. So using this designation system, let us designate this system. So first off, rename system. This is 2. It's going to be a major population center. This is 9. It's desolate. There's nothing here. And the reason these are numbers is so this list will be ordered with the most important at the top and the least important at the bottom. So obviously Seoul is always going to be the most important. The others will be done accordingly. Next, we want to decide in here, where do I want to, where do we want to inhabit? Where do we want to mine? That kind of thing, and then make them colonies. So, dwarf planet, it can hold only 85 million people. That's not very many. But with 2.25 colony costs, that's pretty low. But honestly, I mean, only holding 85 million people, not really worth inhabiting. This one has platelet tectonics. Cool. But yeah, we will be creating a colony on there. Now, this one has 7.7 colony cost. A bit higher. Mostly because it's really hot. And it's so hot because... Let's take a look. It is... It's not hot. It's very cold. It's very cold because it's got no atmosphere. Okay. And it's got an albedo factor because it has some ice? No? Just some native albedo factor. Okay. So yeah, we need to warm it up substantially. We're going to stick a whole bunch of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere and get that greenhouse factor up so we can make it nice and warm for us. Cool. And we can terraform it 3.5 times faster than Earth because it's smaller. And this one can hold 3.4 billion. Pretty big population. Now these ones, all low gravity. I'm not really interested in populating low gravity ones, so we're not really interested in them. 8.6. It can hold 1 billion people. Let's take a look. Let's take a look here. What have you got? What have you got on you, Moon 4? Environment-wise. No gas. It's just very cold. It's quite a long way out. Its colony cost fluctuates by about 1 between this. The temperature... The temperature fluctuates by about 19 degrees because of its elliptical orbit. That's not too worrying. You can decrease how much this fluctuates as well using greenhouse gases, I think. Because obviously once we have a greenhouse effect going, it will, you know, it'll be more stable. Because as it is, just moving away and towards the sun is, or rather the star, is making a huge difference to the temperature. So yeah, I think we'll colonize that. Room for 1 billion people is a tempting colonization offer in my book. 750, another large moon. There's quite a lot of resources on it, so we're definitely going to create a colony there. We'll want to have populated mines cutting into those resources. The gas giant has a crap ton of thorium as well. So we'll create... Well, you don't need a colony on gas giants, actually. Because you can't... well, you can inhabit them, but you have to inhabit them as space stations. Next up, we've got this one. 2.8 billion. Small terrestrial. It's got some hydrogen, some helium, some nitrogen, which is frozen right now already. That's okay. Yeah, we'll colonize that. Next up, nothing too inspiring. A small terrestrial planet. Some hydrogen, some helium. And lots of resources. So yeah, definitely gonna colonize that. Moon 2 has a prospect for ground survey, and that's where the stonking great pile of thorium is, so we're definitely going to colonize that. Plus it can hold 4 billion people. Pretty good. Now 300 million on a 10 colony cost world. We might come back to it, but for now we're not going to colonize that. Meanwhile though, 5 billion, room for 5 billion and room for 2.1 billion. We are going to colonize those. And I think that's more or less it. And then show me just the mineral bearing places that I have yet to make a colony. Well, here, Saurium, right, yeah, it's the gas giant. Now here, do I want to make a colony to get, yeah, the Gallicite. Gallicite's pretty valuable. So I want to mine that out pronto. And then some of these mines, yeah, again, Gallicite, very nice. Yeah, it's not really big enough for me. Not really big enough for me. There's not a huge amount of resources on this planet compared to some, but it's quite spread out, which means you can mine it out fast. That's not enough to interest me. That's not enough to interest me. That's not enough to interest me. That is not enough to interest me. Okay, so I think we have identified which systems within this area we want to colonize. And you can see them down here. It's broken down by type, by the way, here. So we can see that there's the populated systems in Sol, the automated mines in Sol, then the civilian mining complexes in Sol. So then we have the archaeological digs, which is what Beta Telescopy is technically classified as, because it's got that ruined city. And then we got all these. We got some minimal ground-based survey potential and some high ground-based survey potential. And these are all the ones that we want to colonize. Now, next, we've got to start designating some planets. So remember, capital world is 1. So Earth, rename. Earth is 1. And the capital world in here gets picked right now. So first off, isn't there a 2? I thought there was a 2 colony cost place. Yeah. Ah, right, of course, yes, it's the ruined city. So this is going to be the capital world. It can actually hold less people than some of the other places, but it's so inhabitable. This is where we're going to send our first population in the system to. And from here, this is where we will expand out to. So, that is our capital world. Let's get a 1 before it. Now, 2 means major population center with local industry. Now, we're probably only going to have... We might change some of these to that in the future. But for now, we're not going to have any like that. Next is populated mine. This is not a populated mine because there's nothing to mine here. This is merely a populated world, which is makes it an 8. This, again, nothing. No, it does have a mine. I mean, so this is going to be a populated mine. Populated mine is a 3. And this is just a populate. And again, this is kind of, to some people, this might be kind of tedious. Fair play to you if you think that. That's, you're right. In my opinion, it's kind of satisfying. You get doing things like designating planets and stuff. It just means you're kind of you're paying attention, It's a populated mine. It means you've taken care, and it's kind of satisfying. That's an 8. Just populate 2 more. Populated mine. And of these these are populated mines. Doesn't mean they're not going to have auto miners as well. Just means that at some point we intend to have populated mines. Good, so they're all named. And Asteroid is clearly just going to be an automated mine one. And these ones are all the remaining automated mines ones. Although, Callisto, wasn't I going to inhabit you? Yeah, I wanted to inhabit Callisto, didn't I? Hey, Freight 2, go to Luna, load some infrastructure, take it to Callisto, and then go home. Ah, right, yes, and here's another thing that started happening. Note that there is 740.56343 on Luna. And that is because we have our first civilian ships. Right now, they're just moving colonists to Luna. But the civilian industry is working. And if we look at wealth and trade, you'll see that Earth is generating lots of different things, right? And all of these, with one exception, are just trade goods. You just exchange them for money and that's it. They don't do anything at all, apart from the civilian sector moves them around, and then upon arrival, they generate money. That's all they do. But that is not the case for all of them, because you will note that in this list, near the bottom, in the middle, just there, is infrastructure. Every year, Earth with its population, and it's, I believe it's based on the size of the service industries, but I could be wrong. It generates 6,800 infrastructure, just for free. Costs nothing, no resources, no nothing. And so what it's going to do, we're losing money, that's good to know. What it's going to do is say, hey, civilian sector, do you want this infrastructure? And if Luna has a demand for infrastructure, and everywhere, I think everywhere has always has a demand for infrastructure. It currently doesn't show any required, but it's wrong. Then the civilian sector will move that infrastructure from Earth to Luna. And Luna itself will produce some infrastructure. Again, I believe based on the size of its service industry sector. It will produce some infrastructure, which is why you want to have lots of inhabited bodies, because they're all generating infrastructure for you, and it's free. Usually the way I play anyway, which is probably because I play quite slowly, but I find myself very quickly not needing to build any infrastructure, because the civilian sector will provide all of it for you, which is great. So we want to encourage that. We want to encourage a thriving civilian sector. Now, the survey of this system is done. These guys are going home. Afghan is going to the new jump point. And we're going to jump through and find out what there is to see on the other side. So let's go to that point. You can see they're all heading home. Freight 2's completed its orders. Right, that was taking the... we didn't name the planets in Sol. That won't take as long. Luna is an 8. Merely inhabited. Io is an 8 as well. Note, that's inhabited mine. It's a 3. I think that's the only other inhabited mine, right? No, Mars is an inhabited mine. Mars and Titan. Rename pop. That's a 3. It won't order them here, but it's just good to remember them. Remember what you're intending to do with planets. So you don't have to keep rechecking the various conditions that have led you to, give them a certain designation. There we go. Good. Venus is automated mine. Wild's automated mine, so they can just stay unnamed. All right. Good. So, Freight 2's done, which means I should add a stop on Colony 1's route, which is load colonists, then go to Callisto, unload colonists, go to Earth, refuel, load colonists. Keep cycling those moves. Good. Now, you will note that Luna can only support 3.15 million people, and it's going to approach that number, right? We're going to reach that number, at which point we have a bit of a problem. Because, of course, once we start trying to overpopulate these planets, people are going to get mad. And also, once these people think to themselves, you know what? I'm out here in the vastness of space. I don't have any protection. Who's gonna keep me safe? They're going to start getting mad. So we're going to invent a clever little concept called the police. And that's what we're doing. That's part of why we're getting the troop transport bay. Once we have this, we can start shipping out some ground forces to keep people happy. The other thing you can do is have a certain amount of military tonnage, weapon tonnage more specifically, in a system, and your weapon tonnage keeps your people feeling safe. But we're going to do it in the early game by just putting loads of police forces on all of our planets to keep them ruly, as in the opposite of unruly. So let's go for it. But Freight 2 is not busy right now, and I bet Earth has a whole bunch of automated mines. Yes, it does. So Freight 2 is going to go to Earth. It's going to refuel. It's going to load. Sorry, hang on. Don't I have an order template? No, I don't. Okay. Let's do... What do I need right now? What resource am I actively short on? Brondi's looking a tiny bit low. Corundium is always something you need. Where's the corundium in Sol? Search. Corundium. List places with corundium, starting with the one with the most. Io has the most corundium, and it has a bunch of uranium and newtonium as well. So yeah, let's go to Io. Load installation. Sorry, Earth. Freight 2. Earth. Refuel. Load. Automated mines. And just take them all to Io. And cycle those moves. Cool. Now, what was I thinking? Yeah, so Io might hit capacity, but it hasn't yet. It's at 500. We'll do it after we send out the mines. That's fine. Go for it. Oh, right, yes. Our research ship, our scout ship, rather, has arrived at this new jump point here. So, Afghan, into the great beyond. What lies beyond the gate? Boom. DX Cancri. DX Cancri is... Ooh. There's a methane, nitrogen atmosphere, nitrogen CO2. We've got quite a few. Just one star again. Much smaller than the sun. Way dimmer than the sun. This is going to be a cold, cold solar system. Yeah, looks like no inhabitable planets. But remember, that does not mean there are not ancient aliens here. So, let's head on in. It'll take 12 days to get there. We'll go one day at a time. Let's see if there's anything to be found in the dark of space. Haven't been shot at yet. That's a good sign. Looks like we didn't find anything. Let's go a little bit of a flyby on both of them. And if you don't find anything, come on home to Earth. Nothing there. And... ooh, I saw a pop-up. But no, nothing there. Okay, cool. So pretty quiet solar system. Looks like it's, again, not that wide. Yeah, 4 billion, a little bit bigger. Not too big. So it's not going to take us too long to move across it. So these guys, they're all in overhaul right now. But once that's done, they can jump over to this new solar system and survey it. Nice. Let's go. And yeah, Berlin, the other Berlins they'll be over shortly. Afghan's completed its orders. All these overhauls have done. And they are on their way over. Nice. Shipyard time-saving tech done. Okay. Next. Yes. A thorium harvester seems like a good get. And we can start building some stuff with them. And here they are. They've arrived, ready to survey the new system. Aha, yes. So we're seeing some overcrowding on Callisto. Not surprising, since I only had one little drop-off there. So Callisto, first off, should be named. You're a mining vessel, bud? Mining colony, rather? No. Just to populate. Because they can only sustain 0.09 million people. We put 0.27 million people. A little bit over the top, admittedly. I think we will remove all orders on our colony ship and stop sending people out to these places, because we can just let them grow up to their populations on its own. And fortunately, this is a problem that will solve itself, because the people who don't have enough infrastructure to support them will simply die. So it's not a problem. I'm going to get a lot of pop-ups. Oh, excellent ground survey potential. Love to see that. We are going to get lots of pop-ups about their stability, but they don't like declare independence or anything, so it's not a big deal. And yeah, the surveying of the system carries on. You will see that if I turn off asteroids, there's a big asteroid belt there to be surveyed. So lots of potential juicy finds. Wow, that is a dense asteroid belt. Look at that. That's quite something, huh? And yes, some of them exceed their deployment time, so they're going to head home. Wait, why not heading home? Hang on. These guys are over their deployment time. Why are they not going home? My guess would be because I didn't set these right. That's not good. Deployment exceeded, refuel. Oh. Less than 50% fuel, refuel. Deployment exceeded, refuel. Okay, that should fix it. Yeah, see, now they're all going home to do their overhauls because they nearly had exactly the same problem again. Okay, but home they go, and then they'll come back. No, they won't come back. I'll have to send them back. Thorium harvester tech is done. Let's get the wealth per million trans-Newtonian workers tech, just so we don't have to bother building more financial sectors. Seems good. Deposits of corundium exhausted on Earth. Not what you like to hear. Trans-Newtonian cargo shuttles is what you like to hear. Any other logistics tech that I'd like to grab? Don't think so. Very large fuel storage is useful. Let's grab that. Trans-Newtonian cargo shuttles is one of those nice techs that I don't think you actually have to overhaul ships for them to get the benefit from it. All right, the Berlins have completed their overhaul, so I'll just send them back, and then their automatic orders will take over, and they can continue the surveying. Here they come. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Boom, here they are. Nice. And once they finish surveying, again, we'll do a little bit of a review of the system. See what we've got here, and do a bit of a designation wave. Freight 2 unable to load automated mine at Earth, surely because Earth is out of them. Yes, indeed. So instead, tell me, how much does Io produce a year now? It produces almost 10,000. So, in anticipation of it getting even higher than that, let's load 2 mass drivers from Earth and go drop them off. And now it'll be able to handle the additional capacity. Cool. And Freight 2 has completed orders orbiting Earth. Yes, indeed. Now, there's nothing on Earth right now I want to ship anywhere else, I don't think. Yep, that's true. And yeah, I think we're good to carry on for a bit here. Wait for these surveys to be done. I think we're getting there now. Still quite a few asteroids. And there we go. Troop Transport Base Standard has been completed. Amazing. So, let's dive into how ground units work. So, step 1, to make a ground unit, you have to design a class of a unit. And then you build your units into templates, and then you build those, into formations, and you build those formations, and they get into an order of battle. So, our police class unit is just going to be something armed with light personnel weapons, infantry with light infantry armor, as cheap as it can get. And we will create that. And then we have to research it. So we'll take a few labs, and we'll go ground combat, and we'll find our very, very cheap little police thing. We will research it, and that'll take next to no time. There we go, police is researched, and then we go to formation templates, and we refresh the page, go to formation templates, and we say, hey, police. Well, first, actually, I check. We got a new ship class. This is going to be our troop transport. And troop transport, TT. The troop transport is going to have a, first off, the conventional one. You are obsolete. Why can't I obsolete this component? I guess some of the basic ones you can't obsolete. Okay. Well, we're going to use the standard troop transport bay, which is, as you can see, 1,000 tons. Actually, I think we're going to use the large troop transport bay, which can hold 5,000 tons. So we want to create a formation template that's 5,000 tons. So if we create a new formation here, police, acronym, POL, and we add some of these guys in, I use my auto clicker to make this easier. We're going to keep going until it has 5,000 size. And it's going to be a tiny bit under 5,000, of course. I think it's 3 each, isn't it? Yeah. So, edit that to 1666. There we go. Okay. So, this new dude has a ground suppression value of 471. I think that's what that means anyway. Could be wrong. I think that's what that means. But anyway, so we're going to build these, and then we're going to ship them around the galaxy, and they're going to keep our people in line, basically. So we go to ground unit training. We have one facility available, and we need to refresh this page for it to recognize that we do in fact have a ground unit designed. We say police, make me 5 of them. There we go. It's going to take about a third of a year each. And then we can move these to populations that are getting unruly and get them under control. Note, by the way, that Luna is already up to 5.6 and able to inhabit. It's got double the amount of infrastructure that I actually put there. Totally free. Very nice, huh? Okay, so we've got the ground unit production going here. And yeah, something occurs to me, which is, where did I just see it? Yes, we have no sector governor right now. That's not acceptable. Oh yes, and we can add in these other systems to the Sol sector. Ah, right, yes, you had them that way, don't you? Yeah, yeah. Command range 1, though. Where did I see it? I just saw something. Where was it? Here. Right, yes, our naval headquarters is good, but we need more radius on our sector headquarters. Because we're going to start doing stuff in these other places soon. Let's build 7. That gives us a range of 4. 1 for 1. 2 for 2. 6. No, 12. We need 12 for 4. Let's get 5. No, is it 1, 2, 3 or is it 1, 2, 4? I think it's 1, 2, 4. Which means we need... Yeah, 7. So let's create 7 more of those. Which means we'll be able to... Sorry, to explain that a bit better. One of them will reach 1 system away, which 2 of them will reach 2 systems away. Sorry, 3 of them, 1 plus 2, will reach 2 systems away. I think that's how it works. No, that's not how it works, is it? I think it's 1, 2, 4... 1, 2, 4, 8. This will put us to 8. So we should be able to reach 4 systems away. I think. And then, right, research, ground combat. We're gonna need some construction equipment. No, it's because it's xenoarchaeology, isn't it? No, yeah, give me some xenoarchaeology equipment because we want to dig up that city that we found. Cool. Good to go, I think. No, I want to invent, rather, my new ship. We're going to need a troop transport. So the troop transport is going to need to have... Ah, no, actually, more importantly, new ship class, we need a stabilization ship. Because right now we're only sending things with jump drives around. But as we want to send things like troop transports and freighters and things, I don't tend to put jump drives on freighters and troop transports. Sometimes I do in troop transports, but usually you can just send a troop transport through with a jump tender if you need to. But anyway, stabilization vessel. Stabilization ship. There it is. This thing needs to have a jump point stabilization module, which makes it massive. And so it's going to need a bunch of engines if it wants to actually go anywhere anytime soon. We'll give it quite a lot. It's going to be a freaking massive ship if we build it like that. We might want to invent a new... Yeah, let's invent a bigger engine because that's not realistic. I think we need to go up an engine tier. So when the next construction production one goes on, I guess I'll pivot to engine tech. Cool. And there we go. So give me another power propulsion, magnetic fusion reactor. Go for that. 3 inactive research facilities. Whoops, a daisy. Give me that xenoarchaeology. Then assign you to tracking versus missiles. Sure. You're still not done surveying this darn system, huh? Where are my survey ships? Oh, I guess they went home for a resupply. Why are they still here? See the deployment time. Why aren't I seeing my where are my ships at? Select on map. Oh wow, I didn't even I didn't notice. This is the core of that system that we were looking at. But if you zoom out further, look at this. There's a freaking massive system. It's 22 billion kilometers across. Jesus Christ. It's got all these asteroids miles and miles and miles away. Cool. Very cool. Okay, well, let's do a preliminary mineral look at it because I'm curious. Boom. Pretty uninspiring so far. This is probably going to be a system. I mean, it's got a very inhabitable world here. Let's have a look at that one. Can hold not very many people. Yeah, this is an uninspiring solar system, to be honest. There's some stuff here that makes it quite inhabitable. There's some ice sheets and things, which will make our life easier for colonizing, but this is probably going to be a situation where we have a whole bunch of automated mines firing mass driver packets towards the center here, and then we shuttle it to and from one of our other systems. That's probably what we're going to do. But we'll still survey it. You know, doesn't mean we're not going to survey it. Okay, so yeah, we're going to get towards building our jump gates. That's our next objective. And yes, our police unit has been trained. These guys should all make it home. Our production of sector command is done, which means now it has a range of 4. There we go. That's what we wanted. Oh yes, we also discovered there's no one actually in command of the Sol sector, which is something I need to remember. I need to check at like the start of every episode. Is anyone in command of the Sol sector? Give me a civilian administrator for sectors, and we're interested in admin rank 5. Actually, no, you only need admin rank 2 and above, apparently. We want production, followed by mining, followed by pop growth, I think. The Governor of Earth is unsurprisingly coming out pretty high up, but I think the Governor of Wolf here, only 10% production, but 15% and 10%. Ooh, no, no, no. Halley's Comet chappy here. Look at this, 25, 15, 15. Welcome, Dimitri Cyrus, to governing the entire known world. Enjoy. Yes, orders not possible on these guys. Just send them back. Oh, they were actually going back to refuel, not overhaul. Interesting. Well, then you should also overhaul and then come back. I'm just doing this quickly on my second screen, by the way. Go Earth, refuel, overhaul, resupply, then come back. You go to Earth, refuel, resupply, overhaul, and come back. Okay. Go for it. And that did just break their orders there, so annoyingly. Two of them are already in overhaul. Okay. We've completed research into geosurvey equipment. Cool. And now we can design a ground unit that does that. So they have to be medium vehicles for geosurvey equipment. And we're going to put... I'm going to create one of these. This is a geosurvey team. Yeah, they should avoid combat. And we're going to give them light vehicle armor. We're also going to create a headquarters team. This is a headquarters team, brackets, geo. And their additional component is going to be geosurvey equipment. Create that. And I've realized I didn't put additional geosurvey equipment on the geosurvey team. And I will distinguish it from the other one by capitalizing yes. And then we go into our research. We take a look at ground combat. And we delete the one that's not capitalized. And we say, you guys work on geosurvey team. And then when that's done, we'll have you work on the headquarters team for the geosurvey. And yeah, another police built. That's fine. Certain events interrupt your game. They stop your automatic ticks going. Certain ones don't, and there is a tool. If you Google Aurora interrupt tool, you'll find it, which you can use to customize which ones do and don't interrupt, which is really, really nice. Very, very good tool. Much appreciated to the guy that made that. It's a very, very, very nice tool. Missiles. Tech done. Give me... We're going to use ghost cannons, by the way. So there's a bunch of different weapons. You can look them up. We're going to be using ghost cannons and missiles are the 2 types of weapons we're likely to use. So I think I will start researching some ghost cannon stuff. We're going to use ghost cannons to shoot down incoming missiles and missiles to shoot at enemy ships. That's the plan. Unrest at Luda. Rising due to insufficient military protection. It's because they've reached 10 million people. And that's not a problem that I'm going to be able to solve until we have... I think we're going to need, like... Just build me 3 more civilian shipyards. We can't solve that until we have a ship capable of moving troops around. So I'm going to hurry up and get on that. Because their unrest is just going to rise and rise. Which means their population growth is going to go down. The amount of money they make is going to go down. And it's all bad things. There is the Stellarator fusion reactor. Get me it. Nice. Headquarters. Research done. Now we can go into formation templates. And we can say, okay, we want new one. And this is our geosurvey team. Geo. And we're going to add some headquarters in. Now, I can't remember how many headquarters you need. I think you need 1,000, like when it says HQ 1,000, I think that means one of these is a large enough headquarters for 1,000 tons. I think that's what that means. So we're going to put 5 headquarters teams in, and then the rest are just going to be geosurvey. There we go. 5 geosurvey and 5 headquarters gives us exactly 5,000 ton size. Nice. And then we're going to go into ground unit training, and we're going to refresh this page. And we're going to say, hey, give me a couple of geosurvey teams, maybe 3. And you can actually bump these guys up the queue, but we can't, apparently. Okay, fine. Not a problem. 12 inactive research centers on Earth. Whoops. Let's go. What else do we need? Yeah, give me a turret tracking gear. Start working on some weaponry. And we've built those new commercial shipyards. Here they are. Let's design our very first troop transports, just to work within the solar system. So it just needs a small little engine. You know, smallest. I mean, we only have one engine right now. And it's got a troop transport bay large. And it's going to be a 10,000 ton little gizmo here. Now, it's a commercial vessel and a troop transport, meaning it doesn't need to worry about deployment time or repair, which is good. So that's the whole ship. So one of these can immediately get tooled to it. Now check though, check. Everything's sensible here. Yes, commercial vessel means you really don't have to worry much. It's got 100 billion kilometers range. That's plenty. Goes pretty fast. If I put another one of these on, it could go even faster. I would kind of like it to go even faster. So let's make it a 12,061 ton vessel. And the name I tend to use, the set of names I tend to use for these is it I forget, is it Battles? Yeah, Battles seems appropriate, doesn't it? This can be the Agincourt class troop transport. So to carry that, you're going to need to have a little bit more size. Let's take you to 12,100. And we're going to rename you. Rename. This is the what would you call a ship that can carry troops? These are the I mean the TT yards. Doesn't quite have the ring to it. I don't know. The barracks yards. Barracks yards. And they move troop transports. Or they make troop transports. Fine. Good. Okay. Let's go. And Berlin has finished. I think that means the survey is done. No? No. Is it because you're in Seoul by any chance? Yes. The maintenance life looks fine. So out you go again then. Going back to refuel. Then just going straight back into the field. Yep, that's fine. Oh, jump drive with a maintenance failure, but they've repaired it. And yeah, max tracking time's done. Better active grav sensors, always useful. Okay. Continual capacity drive is done. We will now retool it for the TT Agincourt. Get me a TT Agincourt. It's going to take about half a year. A little bit more to build one of those. Assign new labs to the turret tracking. Sure. New civilian mining things, it looks like. Or are these all the old ones? No, I think those are just the old ones. Okay. Not a problem. And xenoarchaeology is done, which means you know what time it is. It's time for a new unit class design with medium vehicles. A xenoarchaeology equipment with extra xenoarchaeology equipment. This is, you guessed it, Xeno archaeology team. You should avoid combat. Create it. Boom. And then we also want a headquarters. This is a HQ. Xeno brackets. Xeno. Great. Bang. Bang. Bish. Bash. Research them. Bosh. Nice. And then once they're done, we can start making a couple of them, and we can go dig up that city, which will be fun. And there's the Xeno Archaeology team. Bang, bang. Good. Of course, we also need to get those jump drives done. Or jump gates, rather. Set up. Xeno Archaeology team is done, which means we can go in here. We can go formation templates. We can go new. We can call it Xeno team. XNO for Xeno. And you get, guess what, 5 of these. And I'm assuming 20 of these. Oops, wrong number. Edit them out down to 20. Sorry, down to 20. Yada, yada, yada. Excuse me. You edit. 20 is wrong. Okay. Down to 18. 17 looks like. Okay. Slightly awkward size, but that's not the worst thing in the world. As long as they fit in my 5,000 ton thingamabob. So the next thing we should research, haven't got anything on construction production. Let's get another one of those going. For a construction rate. Construction rate just lets you scale, you know. And then ground unit training. I'm going to want, first off, refresh me. I'm going to want some Xeno teams. Give me 2 of them. Good. Okay, how's that shipyard task going? Halfway done on our first ever troop transport. That's good news. Should be getting that out soonish. Berlin MK2 is having some trouble. Why? Because it's in Earth. It's at Earth, rather. Not very surprising. Okay, just issue some orders on them. MK1 has finished its overhaul. No worries. Keep on going. MK3's finished their overhaul. That's fine. They're already en route. Very large fuel storage is done. Okay. What else do I want? I mean, mining production is really important too. Let's get that going. Assign me some new on that. Turret tracking gear done. Which I think comes under missiles and kinetic, doesn't it? Oh no, it's under laser, I think. It's like the only turret tech we're ever going to want under laser. Turret tracking speed, which I'll explain more later. Geosurvey 1 is done, but that's not useful to us until we actually have the troop transport, which is coming along pretty nicely. And you can see here the SV Berlin MK2 is doing good work up there. Berlin 2's completed overhaul, that's fine. And the Agincourt 1 has been built and assigned to Earth shipyards. Hell yes. So we're going to get the Agincourt 1, we're going to detach it, we're going to move it into a brand new administrative command. This is the Navy. No, we already got called Navy. This is the military. The military wing. Sure. For now, we'll keep it simple. And we'll just have the Agincourt directly under the military wing. Now, the Agincourt is going to go to Earth. It's going to load up. It's going to load up some police. And it's going to take them to Luna. And the police are going to land on Luna and they're going to say, hey, people on the moon, shut it. Stop your whinging. And then it's going to load the geosurvey team. Now, where in Sol needs geosurvey? That's not Sol. Venus does. It's going to load up the geosurvey team. It's going to go to Venus. It's going to say, sup, Venus. Tell us all your secrets. And it's going to drop off the geosurvey team. Excellent. Exquisite. And now you will notice that Luna is no longer complaining because we've sent 5,000 tons worth of police to tell them to get stuffed. Now, the geosurvey of Luna will take a while. I believe they have a certain % chance of completing it every so often. And we'll see. We'll see how long that takes. Ground survey of Venus is done, and because there's nothing else in that pop-up, that means it was a waste of time. There's nothing else on Venus. Shame, but not the end of the world. Any other geosurveys are in Sol? That's a no. How about in Beta Telescopy? It looks, is that 1 mean there's some potential there? I think it does. So we want to go to Beta Telescopy 3, I think. Let's check. Ground survey potential. Yes, indeed. But we can't because we haven't got jump gates yet. So that's fine. We'll just go back to Venus. We'll load up that ground unit and we'll take it back to Earth. And then we'll refuel. Fine. Not a problem. Berlin, MK2. Sorry, not MK2. MK3 is having problems. Do a little bit of an overhaul. And then you can go back to surveying. Good. MK1, very much a similar story. Overhaul me. And then hop on back out to surveying. Good stuff. Another geosurvey team is completed. Not needed right now, of course. And now it's MK2's turn. Earth, overhaul, and then head on out. Fine. Now, I could be building more freighters, but I don't think I need to. We seem to be able to keep up with our current industry amount. Got another 65 automated mines. Where should we send them? Wrong answers include IO. So I think we're probably mining enough from IO right now. Well, I don't know. Probably not, actually. Let me save and take a look at our resource graph. Yeah, corundium's still trending down. Let's take even more to IO. Well, 65. We'll wait for it to queue up a bit more than that. That's fine. We can see that our corundium stockpile is the one that's dropping the fastest. Cool. Oh, did find some more stuff out there. Almost done on the survey here, and then they'll move to a gravitational survey, which will take less long because it's the gravitational points of interest are centered around here. MK3 is done. Just head on straight back out. That's fine. Stellarite fusion reactor is done. Nice. Power and propulsion. Give me that ion drive. We're going to be able to go up 2 levels of engine, I think, here. And there's the turret tracking speed. Let's just keep getting more and more turret tracking speed. Turret tracking speed, by the way, is how fast you can, spin around your guns to point where you want them to point, which makes it easier to shoot down things moving very, very fast, which is useful and relevant because enemy missiles tend to be traveling mighty fast, which means having a good turret tracking speed means a smaller turret is capable of moving faster and dealing with them. We finished building construction factory, but you know what? You've never finished building construction factories. Get me another 700. It's going to be expensive, don't get me wrong, but I like being able to build stuff lippity-split very, very fast. Another geosurvey team done. Good. What am I? Oh, God, I'm an idiot. I remembered. We're going to need a huge shipyard, like a 70,000 at least size shipyard for our stabilization ships, the ones that build the jump gates. So we should start expanding one of these towards that now. MK1, head on back out there. MK2, head on back out there. Still a bunch of asteroids out here that haven't been surveyed. I want to know what's going on out there. MK3 should be heading back to overhaul. Yes, indeed. Active grav. Done. Glorious. Give me another active grav. Don't mind if I do. Give me some auto assigns. Yep. Good. Okay. I should probably have given these things longer deployment time, shouldn't I? The next wave of research vessels, I'll give them a longer deployment time. Okay. These guys are in overhaul, but as soon as they're done, I'm going to want to head straight back out. Good. Newtonium deposits have been depleted on Wild. You can see that we're cutting through a lot of the stuff there. Going to need to pull those automated mines off, send them somewhere more fertile and prosperous soon. MK2 needs to head back out. Fine by me. MK3 already heading back out. Good. Okay, how's the next research coming? Oh, I'm an idiot. I put this at 100. We've been not using 20% of our production for a while there. Whoops. Oh well. Not the end of the world. But an oversight like that probably indicates it's a good time to call it the end of the episode for now. So YouTube, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one when we will send out our very first jump gate building vessel. You can see here's all the commercial vessels that are going to give us all the lag. I'm going to hide those now, but you can see them all bouncing around, loading trade goods infrastructure, and probably taking it all to Sol. I wouldn't wonder. Sorry, to Luna. I wouldn't wonder. Let's take a look, by the way. Population on Luna, already up to 33 million people. Entirely without me sending any of them over there. Something I will probably do is turn off Earth as a source of colonists. Which you do here. It's neither a destination nor a source of colonists. What I like to do is make Luna a source of colonists, because that way Earth's population keeps on growing and growing and growing to insane heights, and you don't lose any of it, and you can colonize with the population of Luna and then have all that speedy local growth happen and provide all the colonists that you need. Anyway, we're going to call it a day there. In the next episode, we're going to build a jump gate out towards... how do I hide civilian ships again? I guess it's contacts, civilians, okay. We're going to build a jump gate out here towards Beta Telescopi, and we're going to send through our very first xenoarchaeology team, and we're going to send through some automated mines and things, and then we're going to start shuttling resources back from there and fueling the burning fires of industry here in Sol. But until then, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. If you want to try Aurora yourself, Google how to download and patch Aurora in 2020, and you'll get my video, which will go through step by step on how you yourself can get involved. Until then, next time, bye-bye.